All right, let's call it 8:02 p.m., time of death. Let's get on with it. Let's talk Lions football.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And then the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
Only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting.
The Lions hangover.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I am Brad. This is the Lions Hangover Podcast. Please rate and subscribe the show, as difficult as that might be after a Lions loss, but I definitely do appreciate it, and I hope you guys stick around for a long, long time. Also, you can find me on all social medias. That means X, that means Instagram, that means Facebook. Also, I'm on TikTok. That's right. Let's see. Where do we start today? Lions lost to the Los Angeles Rams, and not a great game. Final score was 42-34. I mean, there were definitely some bright spots. It was definitely fun in the first half. Not so much fun in the second half. Lions do drop to 8-6, and now their chances of making the playoffs are now in the hands of other teams, as they definitely have to win out, and other teams now have to give a little bit of help. We did get some help today. The Packers lost, so that's good because they're kind of standing in our way. Too bad we were not able to take advantage of that. Matthew Stafford played like a pimp, and Jared Goff played, well, we can talk about that too. Not horrible. That's not what I was going to say. Was not going to say horrible. Just did not play fantastic. Not as good as we needed, especially in the second half. Offensively, this is really a tale of two different teams. We have the first half team and we have the second half team. And the first half team, well, they came out shooting, They came out aggressive, didn't really run the ball too much, couldn't get too much going on the ground. Of course, we know that the Rams have a fantastic run defense, but that doesn't matter. The Lions didn't even try to run too much in the first half. I feel like they were throwing the ball. They were throwing the ball deep, and that was nice to see, since the Lions kind of lead the league, or they're last in the league, however you want to look at it, as far as passes of 15 yards or more. Even attempting, they are last in the league on that. But I was very impressed with the Lions' passing game. They knew that was the Rams' weakness on defense. Not that the Rams have a weakness on defense, but statistically, their passing game was weaker than their run defense. So they definitely weren't afraid to throw the ball deep. St. Brown had a huge day, especially in the first half, and even J-Mo came up huge with a couple of plays. I don't think the ball was spread out that well today. It seemed like the ball was either going to St. Brown or it was going to J-Mo. There wasn't a whole lot of diversity in the receiving area of the game. And then the second half, definitely a different story. The Lions only had 5 yards of offense going into the fourth quarter. Goff wasn't sharp and the play calling was poor. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, Goff, instead of almost overthrowing people, he was definitely throwing it into the ground. Sometimes he was under pressure. Sometimes he wasn't. Doesn't matter. Excuse me. It doesn't really matter, as he couldn't complete a single pass. I do know that J-Mo had a drop, and I'm not trying to put all of the blame on Jared Goff, but he definitely did not help himself out at all. The play calling at the end of the game was just pitiful. I have no idea why J-Mo didn't try to run out of bounds, especially with such little time. If you're not, it should have been as soon as St. Brown caught the ball and he, dropped it back to J-Mo. J-Mo should have just ran that thing on a diagonal just to get out of bounds. Give yourself one more chance. You didn't need such a huge play on that first try. 14 seconds is plenty of time to get two plays off. The first play could have taken 12 seconds off the clock. You still would have had 1 second left, and that's all you would have needed to get that second play. So I don't know why J-Mo did not run out of bounds. Instead, he just kind of fell down in the middle of the field, and it was a weird thing to see. And, it was a shootout in the first half. Definitely a shootout in the first half. Lions were aggressive. They were going for it. And then it just seems like when they came out the second half, the Rams had all of the momentum. And it definitely doesn't help that the refs called, let's see, what was it called? Oh, the refs called the touchdown by Parkinson. They called it a touchdown. I mean, even the catch was debatable. I'm willing to give them the catch. And if you're at the 1 yard line, chances are the Rams would have scored anyway, but you never know. You never know if the Lions could have put up a defensive stand, maybe they would have kept them to a field goal, something that would have taken points off the board. The Rams definitely had momentum after that play, and the Lions just played like they were deflated from there on out. So that was really kind of upsetting to see. So I don't. That's too much of a critical call to get wrong, and it's very obvious that the receiver was down. Parkinson was down at the 1 yard line if he even had possession of the ball. I'm not convinced he did. But even if he did, it sure as shit was not a touchdown. So that's very upsetting. Now, defensively, the first half, same thing. Defensively, Lions defense played great first half. Hutchinson had that interception. Stafford was definitely looking uncomfortable. Hutch had the interception for 58 yards. And that, of course, led to St. Brown's touchdown. We'll get to the story of the game. Everywhere. There's definitely going to be some highlights, mostly from the first half. The Rams were the first team to punt on the day, which I thought that was a good telling of how the day was going so far. The defense did have a couple of sacks in the first half. I don't think they had any sacks in the second half. Lopez had a solid sack, and Hutch and I believe Anzalone shared a sack shortly after that. And then, even coming out of the half, that the first drive for the Rams, the Lions kept the Rams to a field goal. And I was like, things are going our way, man. But, yeah, it wasn't long after that touchdown to Parkinson was just a horrible call. And it was all downhill for the Lions from there. I wasn't happy with some of the play calling, especially with the running of the ball, third down on shotgun. I don't like seeing draw plays in general. I don't like seeing runs from shotgun. I'm not happy to see that, especially when you're trying to get a first down in critical time. Again, I love the play calling. I love the decision making in the first half. It was not there in the second half. And they played a cleaner game, not as many penalties, not as many stupid penalties. And I will say the refs kind of messed up the pass interference call. They definitely owed us one, but that was too little too late, Like, that should never have been a touchdown for Parkinson. And I don't want that to be the story of the game, but it definitely was a contributing factor of why the Lions lost today. The game should have at least gone to overtime. You take that touchdown off the board, the game's tied, you're going into overtime, and yeah, maybe the Lions do lose, but we'll never know now. So, but with that being the case, let's see, 41-34. I think I said 41-35 earlier, but 41-34 was the final score. Let's get to the story of the game. Now, the Lions get the ball at the start. I did miss kickoff. I don't know who won the coin toss. I'll just assume that the Rams won the coin toss and they deferred until the second half, which is a smart thing to do, but I don't know if that's the case. But yeah, Lions get the ball. They go 8 plays, 40 yards. Jake Bates misses a field goal. How far was that field goal that he missed? 43 yards. Definitely makeable, but you could tell he looked a little bit flustered, a little bit panicked. Maybe he thought there was something wrong with the hold. When I saw the replay, I didn't see anything wrong with the hold, but right off the get-go, when I first saw it in live time, I was wondering if there was anything wrong with the hole. It looked like the ball moved a little bit, but that wasn't the case. Anyway, Rams get the ball. They go 6 plays, 47 yards, take 3 minutes off the clock, and then this is when the interception happens from Hutchinson.
Pro safety hasn't played in weeks. Intercepted! Oh! Aiden Hutchinson! A clear path! Can he win the race? Hutchinson inside the 20. He's tackled there. What a play from Aiden Hutchinson.
One of the few turnovers Stafford has all season. They're trying to throw to Parkinson on a tight end screen, but Hutch doesn't buy it. Makes the catch, looking like a tight end himself. Tries to get a block by Anzalone, and Parkinson with great hustle to bring down Hutchinson in the open field and save a touchdown.
So after the interception, that sets up a 17-yard touchdown to Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
17, here's Goff in prime real estate going deep. End zone is caught. Touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Lions strike first.
2 posts, Amon-Ra's the outside one. Breaking out in front of Kobe Durant. Durant doesn't have much help to the inside. A lot of times those corners in that cover 4 look will kind of play inside and leverage that post.
And do you guys get annoyed when other people that apparently don't know anything about Detroit sports call Amon-Ra St. Brown Amon-Ra St. Brown? Like, it's not that hard to get right. It's not Amon-Ra. It's Amon-Ra. And he's probably used to it, but for some reason that's like a pet peeve of mine. I get annoyed when people don't get his name right. Anyway, so the Lions have lead 7-0. Rams have the ball next. They go 13 plays, 72 yards, taking 5 minutes, 23 seconds off the clock, and this leads to a 4-yard touchdown run by Mr. Kieran Williams. I'll call him Kieran. Lions get the ball at the start of the second quarter. They go 12 plays, 59 yards, taking 5 minutes, 40 seconds off the clock. This time, Jake Bates kicks a 24-yard field goal, and he is good. Rams on the next drive get a touchdown after 6 plays, 69 yards. That makes the score 14-10. That's a 1-yard touchdown by Mr. Kieran Williams as well. I know it's probably Kyron. Lions get the ball after that, and they get a touchdown after 4 plays, 65 yards, taking 2 minutes, 19 seconds off the clock. This time it's an 8-yard touchdown pass to Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown again. This makes the score 17-14. Rams on their next possession is the first punt of the day, so there's not much story there. Lions get a touchdown on their next drive. They go 9 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes, 39 seconds off the clock. This one is a 31-yard touchdown pass by Mr. Jameson Williams.
Goff going for it all. Jameson Williams, he's got it! Touchdown, Lions!
This time you got St. Brown on the inside on that in cut, and then the post over the top. Durant again with that outside leverage. Goff knows it right away. Cover 4, throw the post.
That gives the Lions a 10-point lead. The ball goes back to the Rams. They go 5 plays, 47 yards, and connect on a field goal from 37 yards. Mr. Mevis, that's the name of their kicker. That ends the first half. So like I was saying at the start of the second half, Lions kind of the Rams get the ball at the start of the second half. They are held to a 44-yard field goal from Mevis again, and I thought this was a little bit of a victory, but then it was all downhill from there. The Lions punt 3 plays, 5 yards, 2 minutes, 28 seconds off the clock. Lions punt. That's what they do. The Rams, on the other hand, go 9 plays for 88 yards, 4 minutes, 33 seconds. This is a 26-yard touchdown pass to Parkinson. That is the one that is under such controversy. Lions get the ball. They go 3 and out. That's also after a negative 12 yards. They only take a minute 6 off the clock. And then the Rams come back the other way. 2 plays, 50 yards, this time an 11-yard touchdown run by Blake Corum, Mr. University of Michigan man. But he don't play for Michigan no more, so he can go suck it. Lions 3 and out again. 3 plays, 3 yards, 1 minute, 28 seconds. They are currently losing by 10, 34-24. They get the Rams to punt. They go 3 and out, 7 yards, minute 34 off the clock. Lions get the ball, finally some momentum. 9 plays, 36 yards, 4 minutes, 32 seconds off the clock. This time Jake Bates is good from 48 yards. And even that one kind of made my heart skip a beat just a little bit. Rams come back on their next drive. They go 6 plays, 68 yards, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. They have an 11-yard touchdown pass to Mr. Parkinson again. Amik Robertson was injured on that play. That didn't help as well. Lions, on their next drive, they get a touchdown after going 12 plays, 65 yards, only take 2 minutes, 7 seconds off of the clock. This is a 1-yard touchdown run from Mr. David Montgomery.
Montgomery is in. Wow, it was a really patient run.
You got Cologne on the pull, and it goes right behind him. Landman can't get Montgomery on the ground, even though it was a clean shot. Good hard run.
So then the Rams come back, and the Lions hold them. They punt the ball, 5 plays, 13 yards, 2 minutes, 29 seconds off of the clock. This leaves 13 seconds left in the game. Lions get the ball. It's a pass, a 21-yard pass to Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then he pitches it back to J-Mo, and J-Mo runs the ball for 8 yards, and he just drops in the middle of the field, realizing that, hey, we need to spike the ball, but unfortunately the clock keeps ticking, and the Lions aren't able to spike the ball to get a second playoff, and that makes our final score 41-34. So now let's talk about stats, starting with the bad guys, as always. Matthew Stafford goes 24 of 38 for 368 yards. He was sacked twice. He finished the game with a quarterback rating of 101.6. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I can't remember if I said that or not. Rams had a hell of a day rushing the ball today. Kieran Williams ran the ball 15 times for 78 yards with 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum ran the ball 11 times for 71 yards with a touchdown. Puka Nacua led the team with receiving with 9 catches, 181 yards. Colby Parkinson was second place with 5 catches, 75 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 71 yards. Davis Allen, 3 catches. Excuse me, a little bit of gas there. 16 yards. And Kieran Williams had 1 catch for 10 yards. I think it's funny that I complained about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and here I am making fun of Kieran Williams' name. Not intentionally. Top 5 tacklers on the board for the Rams. Nate Landman had 10 total tackles, 6 solo. Emmanuel Forbes Jr. had 6 total tackles, 4 solo. Cam Curl had 6 total tackles, 3 solo. Kobe Turner, 5 tackles, 3 solo. And Cameron Kinchins, 4 tackles, 1 solo. Kobe Turner did have 1 sack on the day, and that was all there was on the day as far as sacks go. And then Mr. Harrison Mevis went 2 for 2 with field goals, his longest being 44 yards, and he was 5 for 5 on his extra points. Now let's get to the good guys who are the losers of the day. Jared Goff went 25 of 41 for 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 sack, and a quarterback rating of 111.6. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 13 times. You can't say they didn't try, but still, I would have liked to have seen 17 or 18 tries because you never know which time he was going to bust it out for a huge gain. Regardless, though, 13 attempts for 38 yards. David Montgomery, 7 carries for 32 yards with 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 13 catches for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think 11 of those came in the first half. J-Mo had 7 catches for 134 yards and a touchdown. Khalif Raymond, 1 catch for 20 yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 catches for 20 yards. And that's it, man. Only 4 receivers. 2 of them took 90% of the catches. So Jared Goff really didn't spread the ball out. He did miss a couple receivers that I saw was open. Defensively, though, Jack Campbell had a monster day, 14 total tackles, 10 solo. Eric Hallett, 10 total tackles, 5 solo. Avante Maddox, 6 total tackles, 3 solo. Alex Anzalone, only 5 tackles today, 3 solo. And DJ Reed, 5 tackles, 3 solo. As far as the sacks goes, Hutch had 1 and Ray Lopez had 1, so they are not giving any credit to Alex Anzalone. I'm pretty sure they shared a sack, though. Hutchinson did have that interception for 58 yards. Tom Kennedy only had 1 kick return, but there was a punt return for Kennedy, which was a bit confusing. They looked a little bit confused on the field as far as who was supposed to get the ball. Khalif Raymond did have 1 return for 15 yards as well. Jake Bates, 2 for 3 for field goals, with his longest being 48 yards. He was 4 for 4 for extra points. Jack Fox ended up punting 3 times. with 1 touchback and inside the 20 one time. Now let's check out team stats here. Lions had 21 first downs. The Rams only had 30 first downs. Let's see. I was looking for third downs. The Lions were 5 for 14 on third down, but they were, however, 2 for 2 on fourth down. So I guess the magic is back for fourth down. Dan Campbell no longer afraid to go for it on fourth down, which is a little bit of a relief because sometimes, as I always say, you do need to be aggressive. The Rams were 2 for 9 on third down, so Lions did a good job holding them on third down. Pretty impressive on that. However, the Rams were also 3 for 3 on fourth down, so that is a bit discouraging as well. Lions were 3 for 4 in the red zone, and the Rams were 4 for 6. Lions had 4 penalties for 25 yards. The Rams somehow only had 2 penalties for 8 yards. They did have the 1 turnover. Time of possession, the Lions had the ball for 26 minutes, 25 seconds. The Rams, however, had the ball for 33 minutes, 35 seconds, and that was a world of difference. Today, there were 74,701 people inside of that crazy stadium, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. So, closing thoughts. What can I say? Lions, this isn't something where they're going to say we have a lot to clean up next week. This game was relatively good. What they need to do is get better on defense, and I know that is a tall task, especially when your 2 safeties are out, and those 2 safeties are the top 2 safeties in the league. Okay, but you still need more pressure from your defensive front. Muhammad was gone today. I know Hutch had the interception, and he had pressure a couple other times, as well as 1 sack. So you can't say that he didn't have a good game. But that other side, man, you're going to need more. You're going to need at least 4 or 5 sacks a game. Honestly, you're going to need to make the opposing quarterback feel all of the pain, and they just didn't do that today. Stafford did look a little bit flustered in the first half, but things easily calmed down in the second half, and he was able to just throw bombs. I mean, the dude almost had 400 yards passing. That's honestly unacceptable. They had about 150 yards rushing on the ground. That is unacceptable. Like, there's things to clean up on defense, not necessarily penalties or anything like that. Offensively, they look so much better. No illegal procedures, no illegal formations or anything like that. Like, that part they cleaned up. So you got to take Dan Campbell at his word for that. But still, defensively, Kelvin Shepherd, he's got a lot of work to do to challenge these guys again, and they need to answer. They got 3 games left now, 3 very important games. They must win out. All 3 of these games are must wins. If they lose one more time, their chance of making the playoffs goes down to like 3%, you know. So, and that's not going to fly. So if the Lions want any chance to win a Super Bowl, they have to win out. They actually have to go on a 6-game winning streak now to make it to the Super Bowl. So can they do it? Yeah, they can. Is the sky falling? Not so much, but the clouds are getting pretty dark. So Lions are going to have to dig themselves out of a hole now, and they're going to need a little bit of help from the other teams. I believe Chicago has a tough schedule remaining, and Green Bay lost today, so I think they can lose one more time. I think Chicago and Green Bay play again next week. Is that right? And then the Lions, of course, have Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is coming to town. That should be a victory, but we will get into that for the pregame show. I should be back Wednesday for that. Tuesday or Wednesday. I like to get those out a little bit earlier now instead of just a Thursday. But that way it gives you guys a chance to, listen to it before the game. Yeah, you can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. And, of course, the post-game shows like this one is always available on YouTube as well. Yeah, but every show is available wherever you listen to your podcast. So please rate, subscribe, enjoy the show. Follow me on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. I had pink hair today, so that's exciting. And then, of course, all of the other social medias as well. But that's it for me. You guys have a good rest of your week, and I will be back in a couple days with the pregame show for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are we in, week 16 now? We got 16, 17, and 18 before we go play the Vikings on Christmas Day, and then Chicago is still TBD. They won't decide that one until 2 weeks before the game. So we'll probably know after the Steelers game when that Chicago game is actually taking place. And honestly, if the Lions win, that will probably be flexed to a Sunday night game. That should be prime time. And man, that's going to be cold, a cold game in Chicago. So, but all right, you guys have a good one, and I'll be back soon.